Hi everyone, in this video we will discuss Python functions. Functions are a fundamental concept in Python as they allow you to encapsulation of reusable block of code. A function is a named sequence of statements that takes some inputs, processes them, and returns a result. In a basic overview of Python functions, here defining a function. You can define a function using def keyword followed by the function name and a pair of parentheses. You can also specify parameter inside the parentheses the function takes input. Here is def function. Here def is one of the functions. My function is the parameter 1 and parameter 2. Here function code here result is equal to parameter 1 plus parameter 2. Return result is called function basic syntax of basic parameter function take inputs like this. Now calling a function. How to call a function? Here result is equal to what do you say? My function 5 comma 3. The parameter of 1 is 5, parameter of 2 is 3. Now I call the function like calling function like this by using it name and pass the required arguments. This is called arguments of 5 3 are the arguments. This is called parameter. Right. Now return statement. How to return a statement in functions? Function can be used to return statement to send the value back to the caller. Can return multiple values as their tuple. Okay. Here definition and return function. Here calculated is one of the parameter. X, Y are the arguments, right? Now addition x plus y, subtraction x minus y. Here return the both calling of addition and subtraction here. Result 1, result 2 equal to calculate of 10 comma 5. Okay. This is called return statements in Python. Here default arguments. What is called default arguments? Here, greet of name is equal to guest. Print f hello name. What is name? A guest. Hello guest. Greet use the default guest. Greet of Elise using greet by using of name function guest. Elise guest name hello Elise. This is called default of arguments. This is called return statements, calling functions, all this. Now keyword argument. What is keyword argument? Greet of name. This is called keyword. You're giving name and A is also. Name is called one of the keyword and A is also keyword. We're using arguments using function arguments using keyword. The keyword is called name and A's. The arbitrary arguments. Arbitrary arguments can use args and KW args to pass a variable number of non-keyword and keyword arguments respectively. Def print underscore args, star args, and double star. You can represent args for single star, KW args for double star. Okay. Print positional arguments, comma args. Keyword arguments will be KW args. Now print args of 1, 2, 3, A equal to 4, B equal to 5. Okay, this is called you're using these arguments for positional. This is called keyword arguments. You are assigning keys for 4 and 5. Okay, the 1, 2, 3 are the position arguments. These are the keyword arguments. Now going to doc strings. Here Python having the doc including doc string for multi-line commands to describe what your function does, its parameters and return values. Here is the square function. Here this is called a string here. Return x square of 2. Okay, this is function using doc strings. What is scope and lambda function? Scope is defined within a function have a local scope meaning and having only accessible to within the function. Variables defined outside the function have a global scope can be accessed from anywhere. Okay, there are two scopes, local scope and global scope. Global scope can access anywhere. Local scope will be within the function. Right? Now lambda function. Lambda function is an anonymous function or small one-line function defined using lambda keyword. A square is equal to lambda of x is to x power of 2 by using exponentials. What is recursion? Recursion is nothing but call itself or themselves. Function can call itself or themselves is called recursion, allowing for recursive solution to problems. Here is the factorial of n, where if n not equal double equal to 0, or say here sum is double equal to 0, return 1. Else return n into factorial of n minus 1. This is called if n is equal to some value. I want to take a 2. If n is equal to 0, no, it returns 1. Else, return n. What is the value of n? 2. 2 into factorial. What is factorial of n minus 1? What is n value here? 2. 2 minus 1, 1. N into 1, 1. Report n. This is called reputation. Record. The function call themselves again and again and again. This is called recursive functions. There's a basic concept on Python functions. Functions are essential for organizing code, making it more readable, and prompting code reuse. You can create your own functions or use built-in functions provided by Python standard library and third-party modules. This is of this video about Python functions with respect to using all the methods of Python. This is of this video. Thank you. Hi everyone. In this video, we'll discuss Python functions. This is a function. My function is parameter 2 arguments, argument 1, argument 2. When you run this, the output will be getting out because it's just function of syntax. It's not any code. Okay. I want to result my function of 5 comma 3. Here the result will be like this. What are you using plus? Now result will be 8. Output will be 8 because you are using argument 1 plus argument 2. So 5 plus 3, 8. Now coming to def, calculate x comma y of the addition subtraction. We're using result 1. Output is 15 because x plus y, x is 10 plus 5. Result will be 50 and result of 2 will be minus of 5. This is called condition we're using calculating. This is called call function, and we are calling this function. Here adding subtraction, subtracting to resulting this value. Okay. Now get one of the greet function you're assigned for greeting. Here you can hello. Here greet means hello. Here what to say? Hello guest for here. So you're greeting some Elias, no? Hello Elias. This is called a function can write in this like format. For print f hello name, you mention name guest. Here using default guest. Okay. For here you're using Elias, not hello Elias. Greet name equal to Bob A30. On it. It's error because it's greeted name is called age, but it's not having only the guest name. Now to run here. Let's get the value. Print aggregates of aggregation of aggregations. 1, 2, 3 is called position arguments, and keyword arguments will be the KW arguments, which is having the key value page. Now squares of this value will be true because not mention any values like this. Now squares of x power 2 is called list expression of function of comprehension. For def of factorial of this function like this. This is one factorial of this function using self-recursion, recursive in themselves or itself. This is called recursive function. These are functions in Python module. Okay, these are about functions in Python program. This is of this video. Thank you. However, in this video, we will discuss functions in Python have various uses and are a fundamental building block of Python programming. Here, some common uses of functions are modular code. Functions allows you to break down a program into a smaller, manageable parts. Each function can perform a specific task or set of tasks, making your code more organized and easier to understand. Here, reusability. Once you define a function, you can reuse it multiple items throughout your program. Here, abstraction. What is abstraction here? Function hide the implementation details of tasks and parameterization. Parameterization function can take parameters like inputs, allowing you to customize their behavior based on the values you provided when calling them. Your return values function can return a result or data which can be used for processing to or make a decision in your program. Encapsulation. Your function can encapsulate a specific piece of functionality. This means that you can define a function to perform specific tasks and the rest of your program doesn't need to be aware of the details. Organization. Function helps organize your code logically. You can group the related functionality together, making it easier to find and maintain. Testing functions make it easier to test individual part of your code. You can write test cases for functions, ensure work correctly, which simplifies the debugging and maintenance. Your library and module developments and event handlings for graphical user interference and recursion and autonomous functions and custom data transformations and error handlings and mathematical and scientific calculations and file operations. Here are these advantages for Python functions. Here, Python functions is a versatile tool in Python programming, enabling you to create, organize, and reusable and modular code for wide range of applications. It will make help you code maintainable and understandable and adaptable. This is of this video about Python advantages on functions. Thank you. Hi everyone, in this video we will discuss some interview questions regarding Python functions. The first question, explain the difference between run and print in Python functions. Here return and print used to send a value back from function to column, and return value can be stored in variable or used in further calculations. Print is used to display the information on the console. It doesn't send a value back from the function, and the output is typically visible on the screen. Here is a def function, add a comma b, return a plus b, return the result. Def of display the sum a comma b. Here print a comma b. Here you can return the value like this. Here print of a comma b. Okay, it's display the information on the console like this. Like okay, you can use return statement or print statement on the functions. Here result is equal to add of 3 comma 5, display the sum 3 comma 5. This is called returning of statements, the functioning of statements using return and print statements using function. Now, what is the lambda function in Python? When it is useful, provide an example. The lambda function, also known as an anonymous function, is small inline function that can have any number of parameters but can only have one expression. Lambda functions are useful when you need to a simple function or for a short one-time use. For example, sorting a list of tuples based on the second element of each tuple using a lambda function. Data is this called one tuple. It's called list of tuples, right? Now sorted underscore data. Here sorted data comma key is equal to lambda. Here x is to x of 1. Now printed of sorted of data. So sort values sorted by using this sorted method. Sorted of data. What is data? Key is equal to lambda is x of 1. By using x of 1, x of 2, x of 3. So first will be this one, second will be this one, third will be this one. Now third question. Explain the concept of default argument in Python functions. Provide an example. A default argument is in Python the function that can has a predefined value. The caller doesn't provide a value for the parameter. The default value is used. So the def function is a greet name equal to test. Print as hello in the name. Greet use the default guess. The greet alias using this called default arguments in Python functions. The fourth question, what is the recursive function in Python and when it is appropriate to use one? To provide an example, recursive function in Python that calls itself as a part of its operation. It is used when a problem can be broken down into smaller, similar subproblems. Recursion is appropriate when you want to solve a problem in a way that naturally divides it into smaller instances of the same problem. Here def is a factorial of n. If n is not double is equal to 0, return 1, else return n factorial. Here result a factorial of 5. This is called recursive function. You already know about it. The fifth question is, what is the variable scope in Python function? How do you access variable defined in different scopes? Right. A variable scope refers a region in which a variable is visible can be accessed. In Python, variables can have locally functional level scope or globally model level scope. To access variables defined in different scope, To access global variable from within a function, use the global keyword. For to access the local variable from a higher scope, use the variable name directly. A global variable is 10. Now function local variable is 5. Print global variable is 10. Local variable will be 5. My function, calling my function. Now print both the local and global variable, accessing of both local and global variables. Okay. This is all about important interview questions for technical round of on function. This is of this video. Thank you.